number 70 for the Goetia workings involves Seir, Seire, Seere, Sear, and the demoniacus vama chant is QVWVM, first word, VG, second word, capital I VMR XS, third word, HV IV with a capital H, and then GF, and then GZHZ. Merks Havengafgazhaz Merks Havengafgazhaz Merks Havengafgazhaz Merks Havengafgazhaz Merks Havengafgazhaz, and say it as many times as you need to change how you feel. Kind of a drifted for a second there. But anyways, Prince of Hell, over 26 legions. People call the prelates are the princes fourth in any hour of the day. Your more common version of the sigil has the top closed by more. The most interesting saying in the regards of it was what James Donahue had to say, and that it's a UFO. Whether it's a being that appears like a UFO, or whether this thing is operated by some being. And I have had experiences where the light being realm and the fire being realm, that there's not just the beings, that there's things there too. Handsome man with corn-colored hair, and eyes like ice, riding a silver stallion with griffin's wings. A magician of the air, more powerful with a maimon. Okay. VK Jahannam says its number is 501. It's to increase longevity, heart chakra, I guess soul star chakra, and earth chakra, maybe the feet, I don't know. Sorcery, fulfillment of will, initiation of spheres of light, necromancy, death magic. And the scientific, in terms of the music scale, I know I usually start with tradition, but F sharp in the 36th octave at 183.58 hertz, 86.05 over 172.1 beats per minute, and that's A equals 1436.6 hertz over 440 hertz minus 13.3 centimeters, and B minor through C minor would be the traditional tone for the Jupiter. The order of 9 angles has B flat, Lydia, and mode 1 of music. Woodberry, psyllium, plantain, juniper, willow, elderflower, caraway, rosemary, oak, nutmeg, agrimony, balm of Gilead, cedar, copal, hyssop, juniper, lemon, lilac, linden, and meadowsweet are scents that can be used in jovial workings. And some say that it can cause a person to be overheated, or even ask for less clothes to be worn. You're going to pray to something that asks you to wear less clothes. That's interesting. Night demon says it's it says that it's it likes picturing blue or violet. So, night demon dragon. Night demon dragon crow. Oh, dragon crow. Oh, it's a night demon, and dragon crow was the screen name of the guy who said this. Serpentis 666 says that it has tan markings on its wings, of medium height, strong build. Some say it can transport things anywhere. A Matt 456 says that it's for purging feelings or memory. Imperial Arts says that it is Bellerophon, and it may require a gift to enter the magical triangle. And I've said that that people say that it can go from the typical grimoire says that it can go to any place on Earth in a matter of seconds or the twinkling of an eye to accomplish the will of the conjurer, to bring abundance, to help in treasure hunts or robbery. It's supposed to be indifferent to evil. And yet, it's supposed to be good-natured. So it helps in robbery. It doesn't really care if you do evil, but it's a good nature. That doesn't, so when he's turned to grimoires, I don't quite believe in the Bible anymore, so I'm going to turn to things that are just as contradictory or even more, But anyways, a lot of this mythology was in sources from texts that, influenced the Bible too. So, bring abundance, helps in treasure. Beautiful man on a winged horse. And people get really weird about the winged horse thing. It's like, if there's a spiritual being, there's a spiritual being. Don't tell me that spiritual beings have to, that they can't have likenesses of certain physical beings, or that these spiritual beings are, that there's not some metaphysical creature that resembles a physical creature that can fly. We're not saying regular horses can fly or anything like that. But anyways, from 2011. Okay, yeah, the dream. Seir was the spelling that I gave it. I'm probably using Thomas Rudd's spelling of the Goetia. I revised it to form my own list over there. Demons in Outer Darkness. Is that what I called the live ritual? But anyways, 6:42 to 7:01 p.m. on Wednesday, the 9th of March, 2011, was the ritual, and I'm not really seeing much in the way of results, but the next one, I do. Oh, wait, well, I've shared that before. Anyways, so let's go back for a second, and there's a lot more here than I thought. But Seer is a pot, cauldron, thorn, or pan. Srah is a turn, revolt, rebellion, turn away, wrong, stroke. I think I like that word as a child, because you hear these commercials with the warnings of the stroke. I probably liked one of the commercials and stroke. Of course, it's not something to make fun of, but Srah, Sahar is an ornament or round, not to be confused with Satur, which is where the Arabs get the word for evil magic from, because it's tying a thorn in the head. Sour is leaven. Sar Sar is to knead, or it's bread. Seir is rule, turn, prince, altogether rebellious, stubborn, revolting, backslide, away, withdrew. Okay, so prince. Always pay attention to these terms of the language, and it can either say, hey, that could be where the attribute comes from, or it could tell you new attributes. I'm not sure why more people don't do this, but anyways, Sra is a noblewoman turning lady, princess, queen. Seir is rule, noble, ruler, turn the head, heavy, prince, captain, chief, governor, keeper, principal, lord, general, heavy, sad. Shear is sing, music, singer, behold, song, music, singing, musical, singers. And Seire is a horrible thing. I included that because, well, obviously it has the Seire, you know, but ra in place of ah, using, there's, in the Aramaic you have 22 to 30 letters, and the only place where you really have distinction is to break up the ain into an ain and a ra, because then you have the meanings of the darkness and all this, so it's Sodom and Gomorrah, so the original, you know, but usually the difference between a pa and a fa and some other things between a ka and a ka, and, you know, you typically don't have the difference. Sarah is a kin or kinswoman. Okay, I already had that. Shar is remain, relative, leave, remnant, leave, rest, kin, flesh, kinswoman, fool, near, high, body, kinsman, residue, other. Shra is cord, enemy, navel. Shra is bracelet or wall. Shur is tie, cord, press the beginning, navel. Suchra is shield or buckler. Suchura is merchandise. Sucher or sahar, because some say the chat is a h, and the regular hay is just a hay, is trade, merchandise, beat, merchant, pant, traffic. But it has the semantics of tying a thorn to a head or putting oneself within a thorny place. Saura is barley. Seire is she-goat or kid. So I'm not sure why some people don't have the more goat-like appearances with this one's, because as far as the Goetia goes, this is sort of a goat sort of character we're talking about here. Seir, goat, raindrop, kid, goat, devil, satire, hairy, rough, rain. Saura is hair. Sar is also hair. But Sur, Shur is a bull, caravan. See, went, sing, behold, look, observe, cow, wait, regard, ox, wall, enemy, bollock. Shuar is gatekeeper, porter, and doorkeeper. Shar is a gate. Reason, think. Shar is some sort of measurement. A gatekeeper, city, door, port, porter, mouth. Shuchur is dark, coal, black. Seir is a storm, horrible, afraid, whirlwind, tempest, trouble, toss, stormy. Seir is storm or tempest. Sugar is offensive, vile. Shura is a row or principle. And finally, Seir, okay, is dark, black. Seek, betimes, dawn, morning, day, early, day, spring, light rise. So March 5th of 2012, between 6:53 and 7:19 p.m., I was rattled. I felt heady. The air had tiny spheres of color in it, like mists, but not as common. I felt a presence move back and forth behind me at times. I was rather calm and stilled. Blotchy patterns were seen. I grew pleasurably numb. I vibrated and tingled. The air was thick and warm and felt pressed upon from the front. So, the west direction. I saw sort of an electric sphere that was distinct from the rest of the psychedelic scene. I felt moved, physically, a few times. Shock waves came down me, relieving all pain, and pleasurably, in a pleasurably way, a few times, okay? I rumbled inside below. Okay, I rumbled before the shockwaves came. I forgot this little line here, you know. Lights danced about. I saw inside a dark place where strange shadows moved around a light source. The light source, the movement was around, shone with an eerie green glow. It brightened with the blast of tingly euphoria. I feel this good feeling in my head and limbs, like pressure on the bones. And 2013 is the next place to look before we go into Nantalion in another time. But perhaps I should share the ancient Egyptian that relates to this. Some over here. Sar means to bring up. And a title of one of the kings of the 5th dynasty was Sa Ra, son of Ra. So, I wonder why it's a demon. It's a son of Ra. No. But actually in Ra, Kolibra, it's like, how could I know the language and miss the Slevin, or what was the name of that movie? Sauriut is a false god thought to assist the dead. Seir means to be pregnant. It's got that pregnant woman. At least you hope she's pregnant, looking like that. Saurit. No, I'm not fat shaming. I'm just saying, they exaggerate the features and the things. They're not saying anything particular. Sre Sa is a Sre Sa is supposed to be a star god, and Centuries has got that sort of lizard thing. I have a lizard at home. Sarit is the name of the goddess. You're going to see a lot of the snake sort of forms in the Egyptian claims of divinity. Sar. Sar is to make a fire burn an offering. Shal is a tooth, so Sha'al in ancient Egyptian is also is a tooth. You got Sha'ar, because the la and the r is often one and the same letter, but you're going to see a lion when you have the la. So Ershar is the Coptic for Sha'ar, which is to haggle or bargain. Sha'ar is to vow or to promise, to boast. You have some variation. Sha'ar, to boast, up. And Sha'ar is a door, gate, or prison, coming from the term Shar. Shur is said to be a young god, and Shirt is a goddess. And there's a little egg thing from the on the boast number 2. A little thing is a shur, and shur is also to fall. So it's a little thing if it's shown with hair, and it means to fall if it's something different. But maybe I should share an experience. And yes, let me share an experience here. And this would be Monday, the 9th of March, 2013. Brasheth from the Quran, 7:26 through 34, and 12:70 through 83. And what else? Debrium 3:23 to 29. And 33, 1 through 4. And Yeshua, okay. Yehoshua, okay, so Joshua 24, 1 through 4. And so this would have been, what was it? Where's the time for this thing? Oh, 7:22 through 8:26 p.m. I felt buzzy. I saw psychedelic patterns of light, blue within dark blue. I felt a presence against the front of me off into the west. A bubbling warmth arose within me, and it particularly radiated out my eyes. I cried in joy. I trembled as a pressure built up. A euphoric crawling upon my flesh rushed down me. Again and again. I saw a, capital M in the bubble letter and a yellow sphere among turquoise. I returned to my normal state of feeling at 8:31 p.m. I began to hear the loudness of the neighbors outside. So I guess there might have been either that disturbed the whole ritual, or it wasn't, or it's what brought me out of the deeper states. But anyways, Seire, I'm using Latin here. A movable bolt or bar for fastening doors. Seria is a long jar for preserving liquids. Fruit, salted reversion. Okay. Serias, a chair. Row, succession. Serias is a grave, earnest, or serious. Sera is a saw. Seiros is fit for corn, an underground gateway. Sirius is the dog star. Sura, calf the leg. And let's look at some Greek here. Saro is sweet clean. Seireos is fastened by a rope. Seire is a rope, string, or chain. Seireos is fastened by a trace drawn by a something with being harnessed. Okay. Surreu is flow together, come together. Sisura or Sisuruna is a rough or furred coat. So there's not really much to say here for the birth of the king. Okay. Yeah, there's not really much to say for that. But an orbicular jasper is the stone over there. Let me close the books. I have more complete versions of the rituals that perhaps at some time I will list all the associated verses in just one big sequence. But I thought I'd share my experience thing. So let's face kind of north with that, and I'll look from a different direction. And burning flame of comfort, which openest the glory of God to the center of the earth, in whom the secrets of truth 6332 have their abiding, which is called in thy kingdom joy, and not to be measured. Be thou a window of comfort unto me. Move and show yourselves. Open the mysteries of your creation. Be friendly unto me, for I am the servant of the same your God, a true worshipper of the highest. Us me pert eal perng bleord zodobus der oiana wars cows go kasarmung leon iran prince Kafafam de Sivmund Akluadahe Mazud Maufas Bop Komom Bleort Pambat Zakaro Zamaran Odo Kikleka Zorgelep Zero No Command Some teariness to the eyes, which was preceded by warmth and a slight numbness to the face, but that is gone now. A slight comfortable throbbing. Yellow, very faint, like sparks. And the surface of the ground has a slight blue touch to it that was not seen before. Feeling very calm and content. No further experience as it fades. I have thought of the three flames and the center flame as if maybe white and the primary colors around it, or maybe something else. But I think of it kind of like the magical circle, but the magical triangle, you know, with the circle in the middle, that sort of thing, or maybe the Platonic solid with four sides, you know, the tetrahedron. But the purpose is not, yes, low magic of creating change in this world, other than, you know, evoking yourself, may happen. The high magic of developing yourself psychologically, that may happen. But it's the devotion that gets you further. It's the devotion that turns it into something that takes you to that experience and that development. Okay, I'm completely faded now since there's no